Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the News 12 Now desk. I'm Kayla Lopez. We're streaming this on YouTube because we are in the middle of our midday newscast right now. But if you just click that push notification, we do have Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson, who is set to give his State of the City address. It was set to start at noon at 12, so looks like they might be running just a few minutes behind, but any minute now we'll take this and we should be hearing from him. And again, this is Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson's State of the City address. He's supposed to talk and reflect on the city's accomplishments in 2025, as well as talk about priorities and plans for the upcoming year now that we're in 2026. So again, a few minutes ago we saw him walking around the camera greeting community members and just waiting on this to get started. So again, it's supposed to start at 12, so should be getting started any minute now. Let's see what they have to say. Looks like they might,
welcome to the Exchange Club of Augusta and the annual mayor's speech regarding the state of the city that we're all looking forward to. I'm Scott Klasinski, president of the Exchange Club this year, and we welcome you. At this time, I want Mr. Will Dyer to come forward and say the blessing.
So as they do that, again, just wanted to say that the event is at First Baptist Church on Walton Way Extension, and they are going to highlight the accomplishments of 2025 and outline their plans for the coming year. So this is Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson set to detail achievements during his State of the City address. So things are getting started now, so we're going to go ahead and continue listening to this, and then we will kind of recap it all once it's done. But for those of you trickling in and tuning in to that notification you just got sent, here is a live look where things are getting started for the Augusta Mayor's State of the City address taking place now.
Thank you. Continue eating, and we'll get to the meeting in short order.
So it does look like we may have to wait just a few more minutes. Looks like they were getting things sort of underway. But again, what we know about this is that the mayor is supposed to talk about achievements from the previous year, as well as highlight plans for the upcoming year. And it is a room packed full of people. Earlier, when it was a bit more zoomed out, you could see how full the room is. Looks like people were getting some snacks, I believe, taking plates to their tables and waiting on Mayor Garnett Johnson to get started and give his State of the City address. We know that they have a lot of plans for the upcoming year, and sort of interested in seeing, the recap that he has for 2025 and sharing thoughts. And we know it's supposed to be about the city's accomplishments and priorities going into this year. So we know that with lots of plans, and there's the mayor walking through the camera right now. So it looks like maybe things may be delayed a little bit. They did just do some sort of like introduction to tell people that things were about to be getting started. But again, here that is, just waiting on things to get started for the address. We did see him just walk by the camera going the opposite way of the podium, so should be getting started here momentarily. So stick with us here on News 12.
Well,
All right. Well, y'all can continue eating. You find a place. One housekeeping thing that I want to do is that at the end of the presentation by our mayor, there'll be places that you can clean your plates and put up on both the right and the left. And if you forget and don't do it, don't worry about it. We've got some members who are going to take care of it. At this time, I want to acknowledge, I'm not going to acknowledge all the guests because that would be problematic. But I do want to acknowledge some people here. The commissioners, Catherine Smith Rice, will you raise your hand there? And all y'all know that her dad was a very beloved member of the club, as well as a county commissioner. From District 5, Don Clark. Don, over here on the left. Tina Slindal. I'm sorry, did I miss that? District 7. Where's Tina? I got you. And District 10, Wayne I'm sorry, Wayne. I'm sorry. That was the easiest one that I had. I'm looking ahead. There's Maria Cook, is the office of Senator Raphael Warnock. Reggie Kofer, the office of Senator John Ossoff. There he is, right there, Reggie. Our great sheriff, Gino Brantley, is here and has provided with us security. A school board member, Venus Kane, is here. Thank you for coming. City Administrator Kamika Allen is here. It's over here on the left. A candidate for the District 8, Michael Sheffy, is in the back right over here. And candidate for the District 6, Tamika Bean, is right here on the front table. And I did see that the president of the Augusta Board of Realtors, Tim Turner, is in here too. So he's all the way in the back. A couple of announcements for the members and also for the audience. One of the things that the Exchange Club does, and I think everybody's familiar with the fair that we have in October down at the Exchange Club Fairgrounds downtown, but on March 23rd we put on the Augusta Charity Classic at Champions Retreat. And there's some information on the tables, and we'd love for y'all to participate and get your teams in. They're going fast. But we also have a concert on Sunday night at the Bell Auditorium. And this helps us give back to the community. And they're really two great events. Kirby Yawn and Lewis Wall head those up on behalf of our club. At this time, I'm going to introduce our mayor, which we're so pleased that we will have him for his State of the City address. He's our 85th mayor of the city of Augusta, and he's also a small business owner and an entrepreneur. He's an Augusta native and a graduate of the George P. Butler High School and Augusta University. We got some Butler people here, I see. And he has a degree in business administration from Augusta University. He was appointed by Governor Brian Kemp to the Georgia Department of Economic Development, the board for representing Augusta. He serves as the third vice president of the Georgia Municipal Association and is a former chairman of the Augusta Metro Chamber of Commerce. He's engaged locally as a member of this club and is a 2015 Leadership Augusta graduate and a 2020 Leadership Georgia graduate. He was born and raised in East Augusta. He's honored to lead the city that he loves. He's passionate about moving Augusta forward by prioritizing the growth, action, results, and being transparent and accountable to the Augusta residents. He's here with his lovely wife and his better half, Tony Seals Johnson. They have 2 daughters and are members of the Good Shepherd Baptist Church. So I'll give Mayor Johnson a round of applause, and we'll let him get what he needs to do.
Augusta, a city shaped by resilience and defined by renewal. In 2025, we continue the work of recovery while boldly investing in a future filled with opportunity, growth, and hope. This year was about restoring what was lost and reimagining what's possible. 1 year after Hurricane Helene, recovery remained at the heart of our work. Crews cleared storm debris from the Riverwalk. Volunteer organizations from across the country stood shoulder to shoulder with residents, helping families return home and rebuild their lives. At Heroes Over, we pause to remember the 7 lives lost, honoring their memory and the strength of a community that refuses to forget. Recovery also means removing barriers and restoring the dignity through housing. In 2025, we continue our commitment to ensure that every family has access to a safe, stable place to call home. This year marked a turning point with the transition of long-standing public housing communities like Dogwood Terrace. For generations, families lived in these neighborhoods, and now they're being offered a fresh start through a new mixed-income housing that will expand both quality and availability of affordable homes. That commitment continued with the opening of the Lenox, a 64-unit, $17.5 million development on Laney Walker Boulevard that honors Augusta's Black history while bringing new life to a long vacant property. Serving residents earning up to 80% of the median income, the Lenox represents renewal rooted in respect, opportunity, and community. And through the groundbreaking of Augusta's first tiny home village, we're providing young adults aging out of foster care with housing, mentorship, and hope. Renewal showed up where families gather and communities grow. Nearly a year after Hurricane Helene destroyed it, Covenant Presbyterian Church reopened its newly restored playground. This playground is more than a place to play. It is a shared community resource, open to the public, used by the church and its preschool, and designed to welcome everyone. With the rebuild came new and improved features, creating a space that's more accessible and inclusive for children of all abilities and for all parents and caregivers alike. And just like moments after the ribbon cutting, dozens of children ran to the slides and swings, bringing laughter, light, and joy back to a space once lost to the storm. From neighborhood playgrounds to reopening the Augusta Canal towpath, we continue to invest in spaces that bring people together, restore what we lost, and improve the quality of life across our community. In 2025, Augusta celebrated creativity and culture. The Augusta Sculpture Trail expanded with 10 new works of art, transforming downtown and the Riverwalk into an open-air gallery. The Augusta Players celebrated 80 years of storytelling with a new home on Ellis Street, continuing a legacy that enriches our city. Renewal also means economic momentum. Construction began on the patch at the Augusta Municipal Golf Course, linking workforce development, education, and access to the game. Chase Bank opened the first ever Augusta branch. Standard Aero expanded its aviation facility, bringing 100 new highly skilled, high-paying jobs. Aruba's Richmond marked a historic first melt, an $800 million investment, strengthening the supply chains and creating opportunity right here at home in Augusta. We double down on supporting dreamers and entrepreneurs. From the launch of Accelerate Augusta to hosting the inaugural Augusta Startup Champion Summit, our city continues to emerge as a national model for inclusive innovation and workforce mobility. Renewal also means responsibility to our neighborhoods and to our environment. Operation City Cleanup brought together courts, law enforcement, and city departments to restore public spaces. Augusta Transit launched its first battery electric buses, moving us closer to a cleaner, more sustainable future. And we're looking ahead, a bold vision to reimagine Riverwalk will connect downtown and East Augusta through green space, recreation, and economic opportunity. Broad Street will continue its transformation. Construction on the new James Brown Arena continues with a grand opening planned for 2027. New destinations like the Forge will bring outdoor adventure to residents and visitors alike. Tourism remains a powerful engine for our economy, with nearly $900 million in visitor spending and thousands of jobs supported. From Ironman to the return of professional hockey, Augusta continues to shine on the national stage. And in 2025, we took an important step forward in renewal and governance. The establishment of Augusta Charter Review Committee signaled a commitment to efficiency, accountability, and honoring the voices of voters who call for progress. Recovery laid the foundation, renewal is building the future. In Augusta, we don't just rebuild, we move forward together. Well, good afternoon, everybody. President Klasinski, members of the Augusta Exchange Club, members of the Augusta Richmond County Commission, city employees, community partners, residents of Augusta, and guests, thank you for taking time out of your busy workday to join us here today. I truly appreciate you being here. This year, Augusta marks 290 years of history. And across our nation, America prepares to celebrate its 250th birthday. These milestones invite us to reflect, not just on how far we have come, but on the future we are building. Today's State of the City speech is guided by three simple questions: where we were, where we are now, and where we are going. Where we were is a city shaped by nearly three centuries of history, by resilience, industry, and a strong sense of community. Where we are now is a city that has been tested, most recently by Hurricane Helene, but has refused to stand still. We are recovering, rebuilding, and taking responsibility for strengthening the systems that serve our residents. And where we are going is defined by the choices we are making today about how we govern, how we invest, how we grow, and how we prepare for the future. And nowhere is that journey more evident in how Augusta has continued to recover from Hurricane Helene. More than 1 year after the recovery of Helene, recovery remains the heart of our work. From infrastructure repairs, debris removal, to FEMA documentation, and long-term resilience planning, Augusta has stayed the course. Crews cleared the storm debris from the Riverwalk. Volunteer organizations from across the country stood shoulder to shoulder with residents, helping families return home and rebuild their lives. And we're especially grateful to our former Mayor Dick Copenhaver, the Hurricane Helene Long-Term Recovery Committee, Mennonite Disaster Services, and Christian Disaster Services for their leadership, their partnership, and tireless commitment to helping our community. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize Mayor Copenhaver. We have guests here today from the Mennonite Disaster Services. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Please stand up and let this city express our gratitude to you. Mr. Gid Yoder, your work is imaginable, so thank you so much. City employees showed up every day, often balancing recovery work from their regular responsibilities, while neighbors checked on neighbors and community partners remained engaged long after the immediate response phase ended. Hurricane Helene tested Augusta's resilience in ways few events ever have. Our teams managed nearly 1 million cubic yards of storm debris, handling up to 100 semi-trucks a day, while continuing to deliver essential services to our city. Through careful coordination and digital documentation, Augusta secured more than $43 million in reimbursements, with many more to come, ensuring the cost of recovery did not fall on local taxpayers. Because of that collective commitment, Augusta did more than respond to a disaster. We continued to recover. At Heroes Overlook, we paused for the 7 lives lost. Deverio Carter, Stephen Donahue, Isaac Donahue, Yun Lee, Catherine McCall, Andrea Warner, and Kathy Wright. Honoring their memory and the strength of the community that refuses to forget, the Hurricane Helene Memorial at Heroes Overlook will serve as a permanent place for families and neighbors to reflect on the storm's impact and remember those we lost. And while we honor those we lost, we also honor the responsibility their memory places on us to rebuild with intention, to strengthen our city, and to ensure the future we're shaping is worthy of the resilience our community has shown. Recovery must be visible in all neighborhoods, and renewal must create opportunity for every resident. In East Augusta, where I grew up, we saw the vision come to life with the opening of the Lenox, a $17.5 million 64-unit housing development on the Golden Blocks. And just yesterday, we joined Redwood Housing for the ribbon cutting at the Bonaire and Richmond Summit Apartments, marking the completion of $48 million in renovations that have already making a difference for its residents. These upgrades include renovated units, new elevators, roof improvements, free Wi-Fi, and expanded security cameras inside and outside of the buildings. As a result, incidents have significantly declined, and added security and beautification have helped create a safer, more welcoming places to live and to visit. Redwood Housing has prioritized resident safety and quality of life, and moving forward, our focus will be on ensuring these improvements are properly maintained. We will continue working closely with code enforcement to ensure these properties remain safe, well-kept, and supportive environments for the families who call them home. And just down the road, Project Azalea, a proposed Amazon final mile facility on Doug Bernard Parkway, signals continued momentum. This 46-acre site has the potential to bring jobs, investment, and long economic strength to our region. In South Augusta, growth is accelerating. New housing developments like the Worthington subdivision in Hepzibah, also expanding opportunities for family, while major infrastructure investments are laying the groundwork for future prosperity. Through SPLOST 9, the Commission approved a transformative sewer expansion project. This $25 million investment will bring industrial sewer service to the McCombs Road megasite, a 1,150-acre opportunity that positions Richmond County for large-scale industrial development. This single investment unlocks more than 1,100 acres for residential development, up to 2,800 new homes, $41 million in property tax revenue over 25 years, more than $25 million in local retail spending, and thousands of future jobs. These are the kind of investments Augusta positions for long-term growth, strengthening our economy, expanding opportunity, supporting the neighborhoods that depend on it. Augusta cannot also move forward without strong foundations. In 2025 alone, we repaired more than 2,600 potholes, mowed more than 1,600 miles of right-of-way, and I often say we got a lot more miles to go. Collected more than 7,600 tons of litter, cleaned 942 drainage structures, and paved 26 roads. We completed 5 major infrastructure projects with 27 more underway, supported more than $150 million in total investment. Our engineering and environmental services teams also led the inspection of 49 ponds and completed FEMA damage reporting following Hurricane Helene, ensuring Augusta remains eligible for critical reimbursements. Behind the scenes, these efforts may not make the headlines, but they make daily life better for every resident. Strong infrastructure is only a part of what keeps us moving forward. Public safety always remains a core responsibility. And if you don't know, we got a new sheriff in town. This year, Richmond County Sheriff released its 2025 year-end review, which showed significant reductions across every major single crime category during the first year under our sheriff, Sheriff Eugene Bradley. Let's give him a round of applause for his leadership. These results reflect strong leadership, effective strategy, and the dedication to the men and the women of the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, along with meaningful partnership with the community they serve. The Augusta Fire Department also has embraced the philosophy of building the future. With the development of Fire Station 3 and the acquisition of the Southside Joint Operations Center, we are strengthening interagency collaboration and expanding our public safety footprint. Through a first-of-its-kind partnership with Augusta Technical College, we are preparing the next generation of fire service professionals, setting a new standard for workforce development across the entire state of Georgia. Despite the demands of the disaster response, the department achieved a 10% reduction in total call volume and fewer working fires. Proof that proactive prevention saves lives. As we move into 2026, the 3-year strategic plan will guide continued investments in health, in wellness, fleet modernization, and a faster response. Public safety is more than just emergency response. It's also about prevention, connection, and the environments we create for people to live healthy, active lives. This is where Parks and Recreation plays a very, very critical role. In 2025, Augusta Parks and Recreation delivered meaningful improvements across the entire county, often while balancing recovery efforts following Hurricane Helene. We installed a new playground at Eastview Park in East Augusta, completed storm cleanup in cemeteries, parks, and along the Riverwalk, and reopened Pendleton King Park, including repairs to the dog park fencing. More than 2,600 youth and adults participated in Augusta Parks and Recreation sports leagues. Over 450 seniors engaged in programs and events. Hundreds of young people found enrichment through summer camps and after-school programs. Investment in our parks truly strengthen our neighborhoods. They support healthy lifestyles and ensure our parks remain a place where families gather, children play, and communities grow together. Along these investments in quality of life, we remain focused on accountability and neighborhood stability. Now, this requires clear standards and consistent enforcement. In 2025, code enforcement opened and closed more than 5,000 cases and issued 54 demolition orders to address unsafe structures. This work protects property values, improves safety, and reinforces the message that every neighborhood, every single neighborhood in this county matters. Accountability extends beyond enforcement. It requires preparation. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, the mayor's office led the effort to appoint a new emergency management director to strengthen Augusta's emergency readiness. Under this new leadership, our emergency management director implemented a 30, 60, and 90-day strategic plan and successfully led the city's first disaster activation under Winter Storm Fern. Now I want to recognize Kimber Keaton. She's our new emergency management. Ms. Keaton, can you stand up? Give her a round of applause. And for the past 3 weekends, as you know, we've experienced inclement weather. Kimber's been the guiding voice in leading us through that inclement weather. So we appreciate your effort, and hopefully this weekend, Ms. Keaton, you can get some rest. Preparedness also means securing resources we need to recover and prepare for what comes next. In 2025, my office, working in conjunction with the Augusta Utilities Department, authored a grant to request the One Georgia Authority board at the Georgia Department of Community Affairs for Hurricane Helene disaster recovery. And just last week, we were notified Augusta-Richmond County was selected to receive a $2 million award. Thank Governor Kemp for that, because he was very instrumental in that happening. These funds will support South Augusta sewer expansion in the Woodlake neighborhood, an area that has experienced repeated flooding and storm runoff. This investment will reduce the risk of sewer overflows, improve water service, protect public health, and strengthen the neighborhood's resilience ahead of future storms. In 2026, Augusta also began planning for its fully operational Emergency Operations Center, a major investment in coordination and communication and resilience. Preparedness is not only limited to emergency response, it is reinforced through planning and a sustained focus on dependable infrastructure that allows the city to function safely and effectively every single day. In 2025, Augusta's Planning and Development Department also issued 60 new commercial permits, 502 single-family home permits, and nearly 1,000 business licenses issued. Augusta Utilities maintained uninterrupted water and wastewater services through extreme conditions, advanced canal restoration, and secured grant funding to support future infrastructure needs. So in 2026, the focus is clear. Keep systems strong, support major projects, and assure Augusta keeps moving forward. As Augusta approaches its 300th year, our responsibility is very clear: to honor our history, to meet today's challenges, and build a future worthy of the next generation. We're living in one of the most consequential moments in our city's history. Through the charter review process, We're having an important and sometimes difficult conversations about how government works. And I've often said, we knew this would be emotional. We knew this would be contentious, but it is so needed at a time like this. Our community deserves it. These discussions reflect a shared commitment to improving our committee, increasing the efficiency, and ensuring our local government is positioned to meet the demands of the future. At the same time, we must be clear about where we're headed. Over nearly are no longer here. Their history reminds us of what is possible, and it challenges us to think boldly about what comes next. Attracting a corporate headquarters or anchor employer is a priority for this administration. Appointed by our Governor Brian Kemp, I am more than honored to serve on the Georgia Department of Economic Development, where many of you know for the past 12 years, Georgia has been known for the best state in which to do business. And I am committed to ensuring that Augusta is a part of that success. Our future growth depends on diversifying our economy, recruiting new industry, and positioning Augusta to compete for companies that choose not only to invest here, but to lead from here. This vision extends to South Augusta and every single corner of Richmond County. It is a vision grounded in opportunity, thoughtful growth, and long-term economic strength. The work ahead will not always be easy. It won't be easy. But this city, nor its residents, this city, born and founded on the banks of the Savannah River in 1736, that has withstood floods, that has withstood fires and hurricanes, has never backed down from hard work. Augusta, I am more confident than ever that we are moving forward in a way that truly strengthens our city, not only for the next year, but for the next 300 years. And together, Augusta, we will continue to move Augusta forward. Thank you again for being here. Thank you to the members of the Augusta Exchange Club. Thank you to all of my family and friends, my colleagues on the Augusta County Commission, and President Klaczynski. This concludes my speech for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you.
Mayor, would you take some questions if there are some?
Yes, sir.
All right, does anyone have any questions of the mayor? I think you've answered them all. Wow. Okay. We appreciate everybody coming. It's been a great pleasure to host this, and it's been an honor to have Mayor Johnson deliver the speech today here. Since 1923, we've ended our club's meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if y'all would all stand, I'll lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank y'all.